Greetings and welcome to another episode of Ball Chat Podcast. Boy, I have my headphones a while ago, I don't know why. But welcome to another episode of Ball Chat Podcast. I am Junior and we are back together on the mainland. My co-host, my sister, come on, is back. Benton, what's going on? So you're back as well.
Yellow King, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Come on, happy Mother's Day, Wagwan.
Thank you. Nothing, just there, relax.
Watch out, hopefully you got pampered today.
No, I'm married to a Liverpool man.
So Ball Chat football family, you're gonna have to pamper, come on. And football lovers, so we have to pamper, come on, and all the Ball Chat mothers. Junior, how wife, you took care of her today, you made breakfast, you wash your clothes right now?
Take care of wicked. Hey, cook some ackee and saltfish, some boiled dumpling, yellow yam, green banana, fried dumpling. I make all orange juice, blend up with mango, with banana. I treat my wife like a real Manchester United fan should.
And so football lovers, welcome to another episode of Ball Chat.
No, Benton, no. Oh, you pamper your wife, Benton.
Shh. Hold on. After Ball Chat. But we wanna big up to all the mothers out there. We wanna say a happy Mother's Day to all mothers. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. Ball Chat family, ride and love and support our mothers. And we got our own mother joining us on the mainland. Come on, how was the trip back home? I mean, did they let you back in?
I know it wasn't what I expected. It was so weird. Because when you're coming back from Europe, you don't need to fill out any forms. So they just started giving out this form and nobody had pen. Well, I had pen because every time you go to Jamaica, you need to fill out a form. So I carried a pen with me. So I'm telling you, if the 19 other people who use my pen never have corona before, because my one pen did the rounds. So they just took my temperature. We had to go to this special screening section, took the temperature, and it was so cool that if your seat in the back of the plane, you go on first. And I came off first because my seat was in the back, so I got the chance to come off first off the plane. And it was just different. I'm glad to be home.
And we're happy to have you back. Big up Mighty C in the outer road that you're gonna have to cook your own breakfast from now on. One love football family. But once again, want to celebrate and big up to all mothers joining us or following us on our platform. Are all the gentlemen joining us, our males joining us? Big up to the mothers you want to send on. If you have a mother you want to heal or mother you want to give a shout out to, send them on. We'll read out those names or those greetings to the mothers. So Ball Chat is about the family. So we love and support the family. Big up to Stell joining us on our Facebook page. And Stell started with the drama today. But I wonder how Neymar's mother is celebrating. Any ideas? Why Stell starting with the drama? But football lovers, Ball Chat Podcast is all about reviewing the week's major news in the world of football, aka soccer. And this week we had a bag of news. Of course, all football-related activities are affected by the coronavirus pandemic. But there's a light somewhere there that's flickering in the tunnel. So maybe Junior will get to watch football again eventually. So we'll touch on major news. We touch on the Bundesliga setting a return date, talk about games that's coming down the pike this weekend. We'll talk about IFAB, International Football Association Board, modifying the rules or approving new rule changes proposed by FIFA. We'll also discuss TTFA. The saga continues. I wonder how the mothers of the TTFA doing. Mr. Wallace, link forward. And we wrap up at the back end of the show with our RSPL news update. But today is all about mothers. If you have a mother that you want to give a shout out to on Ball Chat, send on the comments or questions. Read it, send on the names. We'll read them out during the show. It's a live and it's an interactive show, fan-friendly show. If you want to take part in the discussion, you can send on messages on Island Sports Network YouTube page, Ball Chat YouTube page, and Ball Chat Facebook page. Whoa! Now kicking it off, Bundesliga set a return date as of May 16th. Round 26 football games will kick off. Junior, come on. Are you excited for football to return?
Go on, come on.
Of course. I mean, I was going crazy. Just talking to myself every week, looking at the walls. We've been watching replays of old football games. So I mean, you can only do so much, of craziness. So I am excited. A little bit worried for some of the players. The players are also saying that they are worried as well. So, I am excited. I think selfishly, I want football to return. And it's going to be interesting to see what the other leagues will do, the ones that are holding out. And so, yeah, I am. So let's see what happens.
Junior, let me be the first to say you seem to be wrong. There will be no football this year. You've been beating that drum for a while. Football is officially coming back, Junior. Your thoughts? May 16, Bundesliga return, Bundesliga 2 return.
I'm happy. I'm very, very happy, and I can finally get a chance to cut my hair because I was holding out until when football returns. So I'll be cutting my hair next week in my house during social distancing. So don't kill me if I have a horrible haircut. But I'm happy that football is back. I'm worried just like the players because if there is a whiplash with the virus, we might end up losing football for a longer period. But I'm not going to look at it from the glass half empty perspective. From the glass half full, I'm happy that Bundesliga is setting a precedent and showing the world, not only for football, but for all major events, sporting events. I know that in South Korea, they tried to bring baseball back and they had to shut it down. So let's see if Bundesliga can be the first successful major sporting event or sporting game that comes back with players' contact. So let's see.
Estelle says this is going to end in tears. Hate to say it, but it's a bunker decision for the DFB to make. It's as in the return, just to kind of give some overview of what are the stipulations under which they will play. The season will continue from match day 26. Of course, Bayern Munich is at the helm, 55 points, and Paderborn is at the bottom of the Bundesliga. Season is scheduled to end on June 27th and 28th. Games are played behind closed doors. No clarification of matches being available for free to air in Germany. Come on, you were in Germany. Is there any clarification on games being aired free on TV there?
No, I think they were still discussing it when I was there. I haven't heard anything, and I've been looking in the media, and I haven't heard anything. So I don't know. I think they're going to make a decision this week. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they will. I mean, because they lost some money. Maybe they want to recoup. So I haven't heard anything about anything free.
Anything free. and this is essentially, Bundesliga chief. This is kind of a period. Mr. Christian Sefer said it's kind of a critical period. The eyes of the world essentially on them, to paraphrase, and they're essentially in a probationary period of how they go about handling some of these things and following the protocols. The big game that's coming on this, normally Ball Chat will have its Ballers and Bugs segment in the show during the year. That will return next Sunday. Football does kick off, actually. But the big game this Saturday is Union Berlin versus Bayern Munich on Sunday, and the big game on Saturday, Schalke versus Dortmund in the revered derby. So they have an attractive matchup this weekend. But it's kind of weird seeing that matchup take place behind closed doors. Come on.
I mean, yeah. I mean, so it's like it's either all or nothing. Do you want to watch football? So we just have to take whatever they give us. And we understand why they can't allow fans into the stadium. It's going to be, I guess, from the players' perspective, they say it's going to be weird. They won't have that support behind them. It's going to be, for us, I don't think it's going to be weird. All they have to do is not show the crowd, or better yet, It's like playing at the
There's no
Etihad.
crowd to show. Come on.
No, it's like Manchester City. I mean, like the stadiums always half empty anyway.
Oh, snap.
So,
Mother's the end. We're not even gonna light a fire because she's showing snow.
so just don't show the stands.
Just don't show the stands. Junior Dynamo Dresden Bundesliga team. Dynamo Dresden players, a couple players I think tested positive, and the entire team is in isolation and so forth. They cannot honor their fixture against Hannover 96 this coming weekend. Do you see this possibly? This is a test kitchen for what if a group of players also test positive on one of those Bundesliga outfits, right, Junior?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is the biggest question is going to be how many teams. I'm curious to see how many teams field their full squad. Like how many full squad members are willing to go out there and play. Like I'm expecting to hear that 5 players or 6 players are holding out for whatever reason, or which big name stars are going to say, I don't care if you start the league, I'm not playing. That's what I'm looking forward to, because with all of these positive cases, and you're still going ahead with the league as planned, I cannot see all the players being on board. But hey, you guys are trendsetters, and the reality is, if we are going to get sports back, you're going to have to take that risk. It's just like if we want to continue life as usual, we're going to have to take some risk. And the players have to do it as well. That is our new normal.
That is our new normal. Come on, I mean, I know you're not a Miss Cleo, aka a sidekick, but what do you think will be the outcome? You know, they have 9 games to play. Do you think eventually players will test positive, and you know, one of those Bundesliga team will have this experience of Dynamo Dresden?
Yeah, and I think at that time, I think that it's going to be it's a wrap. But for now, I think they're okay with. I won't call them. Yeah, I will call them the test dummies, the guinea pigs. So for now, they're okay with trying a thing. I think once it goes south, or if it goes south, then they'll pull the plug. But it was interesting to see that even though we had all these players test positive in the second division, that they were still saying that all steam ahead. So it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting. All right.
And I do know because when I was leaving on Friday, Michael's team, that's in the third division, all the players went in to do testing. So it was for the third division, they tested all their players too for every team.
Yeah, and so the important thing, of course, the Bundesliga and Bundesliga 2, the governing body, DFB, has to follow the strict health guidelines or the strict health protocol about screening players frequently. To the game on the field, Bayern Munich is sitting on the top of the hem. I mean, we're not going to do prediction this week because we don't know what we're predicting, essentially. At least do you guys want to, I mean, normally Valchar predict and set up games that are coming out. But Bayern Munich is at the helm. I mean, they had a nice run to kind of recap what has happened in the season so far. Got a nice push from Mönchengladbach and RB Leipzig. Junior, do you expect the kind of routine run-of-the-mill to continue with this Bundesliga if they do and play out these 9 games?
I have no idea what to expect. The only thing that I am watching for is to see how many full players, how many teams will have their full squad. After that, I don't know. With this layoff, I don't know. What if Lewandowski get fat? What if Neuer can't dive anymore? Then Munich in problems, right? How long have these players have been training? Like I would not. There's no way unless you just do the big name, and the big name will prevail. I can't really bet on.
As we wrap up our discussion on the Bayern Bundesliga, come on, Bayern Munich sitting on top of the hem in regard prior to the pandemic. What sort of quality do you expect from football? Do you expect from the league kicking off, resuming this Friday? Or anything goes? This is Bush League ball game. We're going to say start.
Yeah, I mean, like, come on, no. They're not fit. You know, some players probably look a little bit chubby. We don't sure. And I think there's going to be that fear. You know, when a player gets injured and then they come back and they're just not the same because in the back of their minds they don't want to get injured again. I think this is what we're going to see. Because as we said, football is a contact sport, and they're trying to do social distancing in order to avoid getting the corona. So I mean, like, how do you qualify this? Is not social distancing. I mean, will they be playing in masks? Because I was looking, I didn't see where they said that they will be playing in masks.
No,
so
no,
how you
no,
going? How you said there's going to be this fear? So I don't think we're going to see the quality that we've come to expect from the Bundesliga.
I can answer that question though, and let me give you a perspective. Is the players are getting tested. So if I am a player, I can say with some form of confidence that the other 21 players on this field have tested negative, right? I can say that. And no chances are there's a false negative. I know that risk is out there. That part alone shouldn't inhibit the players from playing. My question though is, and as funny as it might sound, have we as a fan base lost touch with what quality football is when we see it on TV? So we might be watching it on TV, and 3 years ago we said, oh, this is fool, this is not what I expect from Germany football. But are we going to be so happy to see a man kicking and run down the ball that we don't realize that 3 months ago he was a lot faster? 3 months ago his reaction time was a lot better. So I think regardless of how the man him look at the field, it could look like business house football. We are going to think they're the greatest things since sliced bread.
Talk for yourself, Junior.
and we'll see what happened. I mean, Subotic, one of the players in the Bundesliga, said he's actually looking forward to when fans are welcome back into the stands. So this is more of a formality. To paraphrase his statement, this is more of a formality of playing the rest of the league. Of course, Bundesliga is on a knife-edge situation. They are the poster child or the test kitchen for returning of sport in the current pandemic. Before we move away from this, one quick question is: do we feel comfortable watching football with so much death and sadness around us from the pandemic? Richard said that to me recently, and
that's touchy. You don't want to appear insensitive, right?
Yes.
I mean, we do understand the seriousness of this, but at the same time, I mean, you still have to live. You still have to go on. You still have to just understand that this is a part of life. I mean, if listen, for me, if they cancel the entire season, I mean, yeah, I would feel disappointed, but I would have the same opinion. It's part of life. It is what it is. You have to move on. They, not me, decided that football needs to go on, and I can watch it, and maybe that can bring a little bit of joy to my life. Tired to talk to Liverpool fan, I'm living up the
And big up Jason Frame. Jason Frame said, welcome back prodigal son. I think he meant prodigal daughter. He said, welcome back prodigal son. But that was a question I asked. That was my reasoning for saying that sports wouldn't return this year, because you can't have sporting events going on with funerals that still need to happen. But they towed the line by saying no fans in the stand. So that's like towing the line. That is where you can say people can still go to work. So that is where now footballers are now seen as employees for an employer and not presenters for entertainment. That's a very big distinction, right? There's a big line being drawn. But I have to caution everybody. I am happy football is back. Gotta caution everybody. For this next 10 games in Germany, or how many ever games is left, all it's going to take is one player on the field showing some symptoms of coronavirus and later on be proven that he tested positive with all of those players playing on the field, and sports will be shut down indefinitely. That's the risk that we're taking right now. The other people out there might think I'm crazy, like we don't always say, oh, madness junior talking. But trust me on that. It's going to take one event for the politicians to say, that's it, done. We're shutting down this, you're not playing again until coronavirus wipe off the face of the earth. That's the risk we're taking right now. So
yeah, it's a risk, yeah. Alexander Seferin, UEFA's president, says he's confident that Germany will provide the shining example, end quote. German football, Bundesliga 1 and 2 returns this weekend. Has been given the go-ahead or the green light by the government, Chancellor Angela Merkel's government, and the authorities there in Germany. Part of the requirement is that all players and staff and referees will be subject to medical and hygiene regulations, meaning that they will be screened. Of course, Come On says there will be some emphasis on social distancing. Let's see how that all plays out. But, we will see. We will see. Another big news that took place this week in the world of football is, modification and or adaptation of new rules or some rule change by IFAB, International Football Association Board. FIFA had proposed some rule change for playing football in the pandemic or post-pandemic period. Of course, we're not past the pandemic period yet, but some of the two major changes that came out are 5 subs are now allowed and VAR is an option. Come on, we know you hate VAR. So are you happy that most teams are? And then, of course, this is down to the leagues themselves whether to accept or implement these positions. But come on, are you smiling from ear to ear with this VAR ruling that's been optional?
Oh, you mean by VAR, don't make the door hit you with the good Lord split you? So I think for the Premier League, they've been having issues with VAR. I don't think it was readily accepted or easily accepted by the referees and the players and the coaches. So I can see them agreeing not to use VAR for the rest of the season, which let's have the goals that are scored by a marginal offside. Let us continue costing the TV screen. So I am okay with VAR going away for the rest of the season.
Junior, the 5 subs, and come on, I want you to chime in on this, is also part of the proposal that was accepted by IFAB, the rule games, the rule governing body for football. And 5 subs, VAR is an option. There are 2 of the prominent rules that came out of this meeting. But to that end, we're going to be playing games that were started on the different clouds or different rules. Is it the same tournament, Junior? Can we say that Liverpool or Bayern Munich would strive under these current rules? Or Spain, Barcelona and Spain. Can we say it's the same league? The rules of engagement have changed. Your thoughts?
Before I answer that, can we agree that I did call that early in the process?
Yes, you did set the rules. And your proposal, you also suggested that there might be reduction in half in the game itself. And there's also that proposal that was talked about in some circles. So now that we realize that you're probably right on something, Mr. President. Can we talk about these rules of engagement that are different now as opposed to the beginning of the season?
It's going to change the tactics. The tactics of the game is going to change. Would Liverpool or Barca, how would it change the team? I don't see much change in the history. Now, how would it change in the future? I don't know. I don't think we can ever go back and say, oh, it's because of the 5 sub rule why Liverpool went on and win. It's because of the 5 sub rule why Real Madrid catch up to Barca and beat them. We wouldn't be able to quantify that. However, the question I have to ask is, what the hell does VAR have to do with the pandemic and playing football in pandemic?
And I think that the ultimate thing is
because they sit too close together,
Yes.
Junior, in
Yes.
the room.
Who sit
Yeah, they
too...
violate
Hold on,
social
hold on.
distance. They don't want a crowd in the area.
Hold on. Who sit too close together?
The officials.
VAR technicians. If you
Yes.
look in the room, they have maybe 5 or 6 in a room at a time looking at one game. So they're together because I think they have to converse and discuss. So I guess, it's too much to ask for them to work remotely.
Hold on.
Yes, go ahead, Junior.
3 months ago, 4 months ago, before the pandemic, Ball Chat, we had 2 angles, right? We had one angle where Benton and Junior were sitting together in a room, and Come On is remote, right?
Yeah.
After the pandemic, we separated because we have to practice social distancing, right? So Come On, you are the referee in the middle of the field. Me and Benton, we are the VAR officials. But guess what? Because of pandemic, we have to split. But guess what? Ball Chat can go on. Oh, and you say we have to converse? Benton, I must send you a message right now on WhatsApp because I can converse with you. So
we get your point, Junior.
Why is VAR brought up during the pandemic? I'm going to tell you why. This is a perfect opportunity for the football leagues to correct their wrongs and sweep it under the rug. They don't have to admit, maybe the VAR rollout was bad this year. We don't have to admit that. You know why? Because VAR, we got the option to remove VAR, and it's now a thing of the past, and we can move on. For the leagues that don't want to do it, the thing of the past, never happened.
Hey, you're bad with the conspiracies, them though.
Yes, no? Back with the conspiracy, Mr. Engineer. I'll big up to Marcus Collins. Marcus watching us on Ball Chat Facebook page says Liverpool. Weird. That means we're gonna have to deal with this again as football get ready to restart. Marcus is a big Liverpool fan and he's ready to celebrate the coronation of Liverpool. But regarding the rules and VAR being an option, Come On, is it you're the referee here? Is it also a part about the delay of the game and timing?
Hold on. Oh my gosh. Listen, this is my thing. With the
No phone call. It's Mother's Day.
I have no idea, and that's my house phone. It never ever rings, so I don't. And everybody home on they can't answer.
Mine is the German government.
I guess with the 5 subs, right? And I like that they implemented the only 3 times that you can actually substitute. So they're talking about there's not going to be any time wasting. Because we've seen time wasting with 3 substitutions. So with 5 substitutions and that extra sub, when you go to extra time in a competition, that would be like 6. They've implemented 3 instances where you are permitted to substitute, which I think is good. So as much as we cost them, I think they put some thought into it. They realize they don't want the game to be dragged out. They realize 5 substitutions is actually a lot, especially if they come with the foolishness about reducing the halves from 45 minutes. We're going to be watching people just coming off the pitch and patting each other and whatever. That's all we're going to see if that's what's going to happen. So they gave some thought to it, and they took the time wasting aspect out of it.
And took the time wasting aspect out of it. And these rules are not permanent. These rules are just, correct me if I'm wrong here, Come On, set till December 2020, right? December 21st, 31st at the end of the year. So once again, want to big up to all mothers joining us on Ball Chat Podcast. If you're chiming in, if you're watching on any platform, you can, give a shout out, make a comment so we can big up the mothers and all the husbands and dads. If you have a mom that you want to big up, send her name on and our greetings, and we'll go ahead and read it out. Now, moving away from the rule change, of course, the major news coming out this week was Bundesliga set to restart this coming weekend, May 16th and 17th, Bundesliga 1 and 2, of course, on a strict health regulations protocol, and IFA accepted FIFA's proposal, 5 subs and VAR as an option. Now to the EPL. the Party Shop League, as some will say. EPL is still struggling up to come up with some definitive guidance. Of course, they're waiting on the British government to give them a green light to restart. But in the meantime, there's a struggle to actually what are the rules of engagement will be. Project Restart, teams are going to meet on Monday. Teams owners are going to meet on Monday, May 11th, to discuss aspects of Project Restart and vote on it. Brighton FC owners, Watford, and Aston Villa, at least 3 clubs have come out against this neutral venue aspect, or playing games in neutral venues for Project Restart. Come on, a party shop thing. Why play these games in neutral venues?
I guess I think they're talking. Who did I see? Was it the West Ham lady that says they will have to disinfect the grass?
Yes, the West Ham so they're gonna have to disinfect.
So I think they're looking at cost. So if you can't, and I guess they're talking. Listen, and I think they're thinking about controlling the virus. It's like you have this one item and you sterilize it, you keep it safe. So I think you control that one item. Maybe if it's spread all over the place, they lose control. So I think it's owning can't own the corona, but owning the cleaning and just trying to make sure everything is safe. If you have to disinfect the grass, I mean, like,
why play?
That is like madness, So it's crazy. So I understand, but the thing is this: they're talking about the stadium is comfortable and you have home field advantage. I thought the home fans was what made playing at home great. What you want, you need familiar lockers. What do you do when you visit somewhere you play away? So the fact that you're talking about, I want to play in my stadium because I am comfy, it just don't fly with me.
Hold on.
All right, go ahead, Junior.
All right. I guess we're going to say there's another conspiracy theory, but
all right.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who are we talking about that is saying they might have to disinfect the grass?
So according to the Sun, West Ham owner Brady.
Right.
Said,
the owner.
Yeah,
right?
West Ham vice chairman, not the owner. West Ham vice chairman Karen Brady says Premier League clubs will have to disinfect the grass they play on if play resumes.
Not that. So still though, it's non-playing staff. It's person that have nothing to do with outside. It's somebody that probably don't even cut their own grass, so they don't even know what the hell they're talking about. That's number one. Number two, if you guys think that an owner, if anybody out there think that a chairman is going to be concerned about disinfecting the grass as a reason for playing in a stadium or not playing in a stadium, you guys are off on a rockers. Crazy.
Yeah.
They are only concerned about money and the commerce and the loss of commerce that will be happening. In other words, if I am Manchester United and I'm going to play against Blackburn in a neutral stadium, Manchester United, cannot negotiate with Blackburn to say, I bring more fans, I should get 80% of the revenue. Blackburn cannot look at me, Manchester United, and say, I should get 50% of the revenue. Compared to if it's at a Blackburn stadium where Blackburn is in control of everything coming through, including Manchester United away fans paying for their tickets. That is what they're concerned about. No, this bleaching grass foolishness or disinfecting grass foolishness, you are just like the Las Vegas mayor, just talking about the side of your mouth and don't even know what the hell you're talking about. If the players don't have the virus, they cannot give the grass. Well, you're worried about the grass catching coronavirus, really?
What is worried about? Because the grass, of course, studies have shown that coronavirus can exist on different surfaces. I have no data on how long it can exist on grass. And Marcus says, what regarding disinfecting the grass? He says, what about the air? Should they wear masks? You need fans. They affect the game. those are all big points that everyone has made in this discussion regarding the restart of the EPL. They're scheduled to discuss Project Restart.
Whoa, hold on. Sorry, don't mean to cut you, but
Yeah,
Brad Z just put a comment in Island Sports YouTube that never thought about this. This
yeah.
can be the beginning of something good because people in other countries like myself would like to see a meaningful BPL game played in America. Never thought
Okay.
about this. What if they cannot get their stadiums back up to code? What if them turn cow pastures like some people are saying and the teams have to go somewhere and play out a whole season? Could we
And
have
and okay, sir. So take out England out of the equation. So America is the next best option. Stop it. Just stop it. You know, I remember they were talking about going to, where was it? Australia?
Australia,
Yes,
yes.
Okay.
yes,
So,
yes,
so stop it, Junior. Just cut out that, because America can't even get their house in order.
That's true, but Brad does have a fair point though, right? And if we're talking about money and it's going to go to the next bidder, the highest bidder, hey, nobody can outbid America, so you never know. You never know.
Scott,
But I don't see, football is such a big part of the fabric of the England way of life that I don't see, if Boris have to go there and take a loan, I think he would, just to keep it going, because it's a money maker.
yeah.
I mean, it's their thing. It's not like the US who have basketball and NFL. This is the main sport for them, and I don't see them going under.
Chairman of Watford, Scott Duxbury says, quote, however, we are not told we cannot play our remaining games at Vicarage Road and the familiarity and advantage that brings. This against a backdrop of players who have seen their lives turn upside down along with the rest of the world, are suddenly expected to perform as if nothing has happened, despite the rest of society probably still facing the kind of restriction unforceably on a football pitch. And one of the big things that Watford management and other clubs who are in the bottom part of the EPL prior to the pandemic are worried about playing at neutral venues and the potential that they still will be relegated. There have been discussion, or some of them want to take relegation off the table for this year and just play at neutral venue. Junior, come on, do you want to take relegation off the table? You think that's a good proposal? I mean, if Watford, if Troy Deeney and family cannot play at Watford, Vicarage Road, and Aston Villa cannot play at their stadium, Jack Grealish, I mean, why should they still worry about being relegated?
Hey, they're like the kids who carry them ball to football field and they're being told that you can't play, so then pick up them ball and go back home. It's just, as I said before, I don't know about familiarity. I think the fans give you that extra push. I don't think the locker room, because you play away and you win when you go away. So I just don't understand the whole logic. If he's talking about the players' feelings as human beings, we understand that aspect. But I think some of them have a choice, because I've seen where Sheffield United's coach Chris Wilder, he has said, if my players come to me and say this is not for me, he will give them the option of sitting out the rest of the season. And I think other coaches will also take, well, not Jose Mourinho, but I think other coaches will take that approach, because you have to have the human element to this. So I don't get it. All right, then, if they're going to take relegation off the table, I think it is unfair for the teams who work so hard in championship to get promoted. If there's not going to be any relegation in the English Premier League, then you can't have champions. So I mean, like, club not going to want that. You don't have a champion. I mean, come on now.
Junior,
Guys, we need.
Junior, is it fair for these people to play games at neutral venues and still worry about the elephant of relegation in the room?
We need a line of demarcation for what we're talking about. we cannot mix playing staff and players with administrators. The admins are what they're basically saying is, if I have 5 home games left and I'm about to get relegated and lose my premiership money next year, every little penny counts. That means my 5 home games that I would be getting £100,000 per game up in terms of profits, and you want me to cut into that profit for the next 5 games, plus give up half of my money to somebody else, plus get relegated and be on the back foot, because remember, when I get relegated, all my premiership players are going to leave my club who can play at a better club. So when I go back down a level, I am already going to be starting 1 foot behind, because I'm losing £500,000 a profit. That is what I'm talking about. Let's not mix playing stuff with administrators.
Yeah, they're worried about their money. Yes. Yes, they worry about that. Big up to Dalton Stewart watching us on Ball Chat Facebook page. Dalton said, "True, come on. They will still lose at home. It doesn't matter if they will still lose at home, Dalton. They want to play in their own stadium." For Project Restart to actually go ahead or get the green light, a minimum of 14 of the 20 owners will have to vote on these different aspects of Project Restart. For the EPL. The meeting is set for Monday, May 11th. So watch the space. Ball Chat will continue to update you. Come on. I mean, the mayor of Liverpool said that even if Liverpool plays in a neutral venue and still win the trophy, of course they will, there will be a celebration at Anfield. There will be a violation of the health restrictions. There will be violation of the health protocols that have been strictly enforced. So why continue this fiasco, to paraphrase this statement? Because if they play on Mars, Liverpool fans will show up at Anfield to celebrate, and you cannot stop them.
Well, they have to figure it out. I just don't get that. I think it's safety, it's public safety. If we are going to say, listen, if we're going to win the trophy and you're going to go to Anfield and nobody can stop you, I mean, like, he's like, okay,
you can't stop 70,000 strong showing up to celebrate.
But this is what he should say, though. This is what he should say. We're going to win the trophy. When it is safe to do so, we will throw this elaborate celebration that you can come to. You'll be free. We'll be giving away T-shirts. He should sweeten the pot. But he should sweeten the pot and encourage people not to come up there and show up willy-nilly and get sick. I mean, come on now.
Come on.
But this is the truth. But yes, sir.
You live with a Liverpool fan. There is no waiting for celebration with them. They want to do it today.
Listen to me. The Liverpool fan out there kill up himself for God the barber, because apparently his great hair start to show and whatever he needs to get that haircut. And I look at him and I said to him, say, if you ever go outside, go to the barber, that's where you're going to stay. You need to put the foot down.
Listen.
He needs to show that he's in command, or he should say, listen, I understand. We waited 30 years for this. I do know how you feel. This is how we feel, but public safety. You kind of say, whatever we can, whatever. And remember, also on Monday, after the execs meet, players are going to be given the opportunity to air their concerns. So they're going to listen to players. And I think they're saying that players will be given the chance to air any concerns over Project Restart in a video conference call likely to include representatives of all 20 clubs. So if Sergio Aguero in at that backside, you know how that boy goes.
Junior, chime in.
Well, listen, guys, let's forget about the Liverpool trophy celebration. Think about the next game. It could be the middle of the table. It could be a meaningless football game. We're talking about English fans that are predominantly called hooligans when they travel to other countries.
Oh,
let's be real. They are
Those views are the views of Junior Pringle.
These are the views of everybody in the whole world. These English fans are called hooligans. They are told that they can't even carry a flagstaff with them when they travel to go support their country. And you're going to tell me that you take away football from them, their number one sport, for 3 months, And you are going to tell me that you are going to allow their team to play in a neutral site game, and you don't expect fans, forget about Liverpool fans celebrating the trophy when it's official. Think about the Liverpool fans that will be showing up outside the stadium, the neutral site stadium. They can't get in, but they're going to be making them noise out there. They're going to be singing "You Never Walk Alone" while the game playing. And guess what? Their opposing fans will be sitting there and they'll be liquored up. They'll be coming out after 3 months in quarantine, extremely hyped, around a bunch of police officers that don't have guns. People, it going to get messy. Yeah, I mean, it is. Let's
So
be.
what are you
Let's be
what are you
real.
trying to say? Is that Liverpool shouldn't even win? Them should just ban Liverpool from now. And say
No, it's
because-
not. No. It's not Liverpool alone. It's not Liverpool alone. Liverpool should get the title. Give them the title, and that's it. Premier League is done. We are looking at a social issue if they let this happen. It's easier to control the fans in a stadium, in a confined space.
Yes,
Think
as
about
opposed
a
to,
parking lot with 20,000 fans out there and one fan says something about a next fan mad across the street. Think about that, them English fans. Come on, man.
Jason Frame said the way things stand now in Liverpool, Project Restart is a no-go. Marcus says we want it now. A little Corona is worth the trophy celebration. Virus cannot stop us. Jason said Marcus spoken like a Liverpool fanatic. Junior, Marcus said Junior is the brains of the show. Why? You see what Liverpool fans getting us.
Hey, they're terrible. But they're saying that.
Sorry, come on. Before we just read through this last comments, Brad Z on Island Sports Network says this can be the big enough something. He says that Liverpool are gonna talk themselves out of the trophy because if the league cancels, there will be no winner. Brad Z said that Liverpool going to talk themselves out of the trophy, and
we can only hope. But but they're saying that the testing plan that is in place, which still needs to be approved by clubs, would involve players and staff being tested twice a week during a 3-week period, and the expected 7-week match schedule. So the anticipated cost for the test could run £4 million. I remember we have 3 players so far from Brighton who was tested positive, and those tests, no joke. My picnic did it, and he came out and he was shaking.
Yeah, it's a pretty invasive.
Yeah, he said the Q-tip. He said the Q-tip touched his brain.
Going all the way back there. Marcus says lies. Marcus is really eager to give Liverpool the trophy. But as we move away from Project Restart and the proposal for restarting the EPL and the current climate of footballing, come on. Brighton, you said 3 players from Brighton test positive. We've seen players from Dresden Dynamo in the Bundesliga too test positive. If teams have players that test positive, of course those teams probably will have to isolate. They cannot honor their end of the fixtures. I mean, wouldn't that extend the season out further?
No. For the team in Bundesliga too, they're going to miss the first 2 games.
Yeah.
But then, based on the article, they're saying that they would catch up, so they would actually play 3 games, or maybe whatever. In whatever, just to catch up. So the season would actually end when it's supposed to end.
When it ends, so there's no extension.
Right, and then it's ridiculous because 5 players from clubs in first
Junior is laughing like crazy.
In La Liga. So La Liga first and second division, they have 5 players who have tested positive. AC Milan's president says some of his squad is still recovering from the virus. So it's just a mess.
Yeah, La Liga started its protocol, implementing this protocol to return into football. Its objective is to try to start back football in June. And a part of the protocol, the first phase is screening players, and 10 players tested positive, or 5 so far? 5 tested positive in both league. Junior, La Liga is desperate to get going again. Of course, the teams are training in small groups. Junior, your thoughts? As you over there was laughing like...
Yeah. Yeah, listen, me guys. Just buy some PlayStation and pick your best player out of your team and go finish the season online. It's that simple. Because if you go and tell me that a team is going to miss 2 games, right? But they're going to make up the game. That team is not the only team that is going to be hampered. The team that they should have played against is going to be playing another game within a crunch schedule. So you're going to tell me that a team is fighting relegation and a Liverpool player just got coronavirus. Now that game is going to push on, and guess who they'll be playing in that week? The team that they're battling relegation with. Oh, but they have to play Liverpool 2 days later. Oh yeah, and by the way, 2 days after that, they're going to have to play against a Tottenham that is fighting for Champions League survival. But is Liverpool cause your schedule's crunch? And you're going to tell me that the teams are going to agree to that?
Yeah, there's no sympathy. There's no sympathy in those guidelines there to try to force things through. Brad Z, watching us on Island Sports Network, says it's a slow trickle to the inevitable 2019-2020 season canceled.
I agree 100%.
And ultimately, we'll see what happens once these leagues kicked off. The German Bundesliga 1 and 2 is going to be the poster boy for the short term. And let's see how they go about handling that. All right, stepping away from football news in Europe, some of the major news that also occurred in the world of football occurred in our own backyard. TTFA, every time I read this story and follow this thing, it's another saga. Staff and employees of the TNT Football Federation haven't received salaries since February of this year. FIFA have allotted money to pay the staff, but Mr. Wallace, the president-elect, refused to give control of that account. Subsequently, there's a running court battle on how to take control of that account. The First Citizens Bank account and the staff are still struggling to get payment. Mr. Lasana Liberd of Hot Wired 868 out in Trinidad has been all over this topic, and hopefully we'll have him on the show in the coming weeks to give us some on the ground scenes. I mean, come on, why is this thing continuing as the staff still doesn't have any salaries?
Yeah, because nobody has control over the bank accounts. You know, the bank don't want to elect in the FIFA appointed committee, and your boy don't want to let go the reins. So it's like two parents fighting over the affection of a child. It's just ridiculous because only the staff will get hurt, the players will get hurt because it's a power struggle.
And it's a junior normalization chairman, Robert Haddad, reached out to the national team coach, but at some point he's gotta get this thing moving, open another bank account or do something to get these people paid.
Listen, I defend Trinidad Federation under past leadership, but I have to draw a line. This is why I don't throw partner, you know. This is why I don't join partner draw with nobody. Because, hey, Jamaica have party shop. Trinidad Tobago Football Federation only have partner shop. Because it's a partner draw. You go and tell me only one somebody have control over this damn account? Yo, yes. Everybody at Trinidad only deserve, what them call ears as a Trinidad?
A fat box cross your face.
Fat box. With a 4x4 because you know crazy. And FIFA, I'm officially off the Trinidad bandwagon. I 100% support FIFA stepping in and gutting out the Trinidad Tobago football.
That's Mr. Wallace, as president-elect of Trinidad and Tobago Football Association, has taken his case to the Court of Arbitration, which hopefully a ruling will come down soon to end this fiasco. To give football lovers some recent background into this whole story, you know, FIFA implemented a normalization committee in charge of the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association because of the poor financial mismanagement in place there. And Mr. Wallace is not going down without a fight. He says only the government of Trinidad, which gives them the authority government of Trinidad, through its constitution, who authorized its constitution, says that only the president can be elected, or leaders of the TTFA can be elected by the governing body and not FIFA. So watch the space as a court of arbitration.
Don't forget that he had a GoFundMe. Why you leave that part out?
Oh, I forgot. Mr. Wallace is also raising funds for his legal defense against
and that's just so tacky. But the committee did say that they're working on other means of paying the office staff who the last time they received salary was in February, which is disgraceful. And the technical staff, they have not been paid in as long as 6 months. So I am not sorry for Wallace. Wallace, pay the people him. Instead of you go fund some money to do your legal fees, you should even take half of that GoFund money and pay the members of your staff. So,
but
you know, it is what it is.
But Trinidad staff was out there. They had the Caribs, right? For the Indians, they had the Caribs. They were supposed to be the most violent set of people. How does it all get paid for so much time? And we don't hear no tire burning, no picket fence put up. We don't hear no stone, no shandy back of chewing, no carry back of chewing. Trinidad.
Benton, where's the disclaimer?
Trinidad.
These are the views of Junior Pringle.
On Junior only.
and football
Junior only. Listen, I think they want the best for the football association, for the teams. Ever since I saw that coach cook food and sell food for help the women for go what they need for go, I know that there are good people out there. So what is really need that ears, it need that hard box. It's just ridiculous. And I hope they do get paid, and I hope they fix it up before the X starts.
Yeah, and head coach of the senior team there in Trinidad, Mr. Fenwick, says that, this thing needs to get resolved real soon, as it's just dragging on. And hopefully we can get this thing resolved ASAP. All right, other major news as we continue news in our own backyard. MLS some players are back for individual workout. Come on, the pandemic is still raging on here in the US. I mean, MLS, I guess the man, I'm just going to do some workout.
Yeah, and then there was this proposal. They were talking about the same neutral locations. They were talking about flying all the teams to this one area and they play. So
not for MLS. Not for MLS.
Well, listen, MLS have their money. So that's what they were saying. Some teams have gone back. I'm not sure what's going to happen with DC because we're still under lockdown. Muriel Bowser, she don't play. I know Montreal Impact, they're still waiting for clearance, even though Toronto FC, they've gone back to individually training. So it's still up in the air. I don't know what's going to happen. The season is long. Maybe they just reduce the games that they have and just play. Same thing with the USL.
Yeah, with the USL. Okay. Junior, as we wrap up our head home on this Mother's Day edition of Ball Chat Podcast, CONCACAF President Mr. Victor Mongliani says that the hex, the qualification for that's used in the CONCACAF region to make it to the World Cup, will be changed inevitably. He didn't expand in an interview with OneSoccer.com out of Canada. Mr. Victor Mongliani, who is Canadian, who leads the CONCACAF regional football body, says that there potentially could be an expansion in that X formation of the number of teams that goes in. I mean, the qualification for Qatar World Cup looks a bit kind of all jacked up now, right, Junior?
Is this another moment where I can say I told you so? Can I say it? Can I say I told you so? But yeah, just our percentages alone. If all the teams that go from CONCACAF qualify for the World Cup, you're telling me that 4 out of the 6 teams that play in the Hex will make it to the World Cup. Yeah, it needs to expand, yes, but I think that is just a way for him to try to get Canada, give Canada a better chance to get through, in my opinion. But
yeah, no. And Jason Frame says, speaking of Hex, do you hear what Victor said about restructuring the Hex? Come on. The original plan, or at least the plan that's in place, was to start June 2020 FIFA ranking and move teams that are into that upper echelon of CONCACAF top six into based on FIFA 2020 ranking. That plan seems to be getting a lot of holes being poked into it because of all of this. Your thoughts on this? Come on, and what do you think will happen to the next formation?
Hey, this is the first time I'm going to agree with JFF General Secretary Dalton Wint. Dalton Wint is in a panic. He is not happy with the changes because it actually puts Jamaica in a bad position. So these are just things that they're throwing out there. Nothing has been done, nothing has been said, nothing's concrete. They're doubtful about the matches that are supposed to be played in September. And if that happens, then it's just going to be a mess. Jamaica's problem is that if they do that, then they're not going to get their best and their brightest. Tapa, you hear that? But it's going to be interesting. And I mean, it doesn't help Jamaica. So we'll just see.
Yeah, it's going to be all right, Miss Ball Chat will keep you up to date on the latest development regarding Qatar World Cup 2022 qualifications and the Hex formation. RSPL update. Waterhouse family, come on! I need to get a Waterhouse jersey.
Well, talking about
teams he's a Waganist.
Yes, I'm a bandwagonist. Talk about teams that are doing good in the hood, are doing good in their neighborhood. Waterhouse continue to support the local community. Come on, talk to it about RSPL.
So Carvel Stewart is saying that the RSPL Premier League could return in July at the earliest. The initial date of June that they said is not feasible because Christopherson isn't playing with anybody, and Andrew Olness is so shy this bit from cussing everybody out, for bringing up the numbers. The Carvel is saying that he's going to be paying particular attention to the Bundesliga to see how they manage, which is funny because they're talking about they have a couple things in place that they want to do, like reducing crowd size or eliminating the crowd completely. And I had to laugh because have you seen my people? They've jumped fences to free events. So I don't know how you might keep a junglist away from watching Arnett Garden play against Waterhouse. It's not even feasible. So they're looking to start in July because they only have 4 games left in the regular season. So I think it is doable, but it's going to be iffy. They can't. I don't know how they're going to work the crowd management aspect of
it. Junior, Jason Frame said, and come on, regarding the Victor Magliani statement and the Hex, he said that is Mr. Magliani is trying to put his statement politely, he's trying to get Canada back into the mix of the Hex because currently they're not in that automatic spot. Mm-hmm. Junior, RSPL, any thoughts on when football might return on the island, Junior, or we just watch the space regarding Mr. Tufton and the regulations?
It would be nice if, but he said.
You don't care about Bush League?
No, it's not that. He said July, right? Hopefully.
Yeah.
July 2021. Because if
July this year, they only have 4 games.
That's madness. It's not.
Yeah, not July 2021. That's like next year. Whatever.
It is not happening. It's not happening, guys. It's not happening. The coronavirus is not going to magically disappear off the face of the earth. Sad to say, Jamaica's infrastructure is not up to scratch. The society's mindset is not up to scratch to help to keep the virus under control. So, hoping for football to start back in the next 8 weeks is beyond optimistic. It would be nice, but I don't see it happening. I don't see it. I just don't see it. I think a lot need to change. I think right now is a time where if Jamaica had the opportunity, we could bring in outside investors now when everything is cheap. Everything is cheap. Gas is cheap. materials are cheap because people are trying to get things off the books to balance their books for this year. Build up the infrastructure. Don't rush the games back. Take the time to at least build up the stadiums, the fields, so that we can at least call the fields stadiums. Build up that infrastructure and then get ready for next year. It's a huge sacrifice. But now is the time to do that. Eh?
Where am I get money from?
That's why I said investors. And there will be people out there that if they can hear the right pitch from people, they will invest the money. Come on, guess it.
But RSPL is new. I mean, they've been around and they've not been able to secure sponsorship, even when Tapa have 3/4 of his squad local players who play in the RSPL. You would think that's when, investors should come in, when they did very well at the Gold Cup with a mostly local based squad, and you didn't see the corporate support. It's just not there. So it's gonna take me and you who win the Powerball or the Mega Million and go home and pump some money. But JFF and PCLA, they're not doing a good job in bringing the sponsorship in. So we hear you understand about the money in the day.
Yeah, Junior. And once again, those are the views of Junior Pringle on the Ball Chat podcast. All right, on this Mother's Day edition, we have to wrap up the show so we can.
Hold on a second. One very important article. No, we overtime. Listen to me. When you haven't on the show, you know it go. So in the Guardian newspaper in Britain, it's being reported that the police in Haiti, they're investigating allegations that the president of the National Football Federation raped teenage girls. Yeah. He has denied any wrongdoing. He's saying that he wants the investigation to go ahead. He wants it to be out in the open because this is the way that you can stop all the scandal and all the falsehood. So it's saying that 2 minors underwent abortions after being raped by him. And so they're investigating. So I will keep you abreast of this, but this is very important. It's just crazy.
Yeah, we want to keep our eye on that story. Come on, we're trying to get you a happy Mother's Day without the misery. No, we understand. But yeah, it's a very important story, and it's important that we keep track of what's going on with the Haiti president, if these allegations are actually true, and so forth. So we saw a write-up about it, and hopefully, the proper authorities will get involved and evaluate what is going on here with the situation in Haiti. Reggae Girls, quickly, one story that missed us in the last few weeks is that Howard Busby is given the job on a permanent basis as the head coach of the Reggae Girls. He was in an interim role. I mean, it's kind of, we just want to announce that. Any thoughts? Nothing. Junior?
No, nothing.
Come on, nothing. Football lovers, we want to big up to all mothers out there. Of course, just in frames, a big up Andrew Horner's active brother. What's that? Brother God.
AKA Bro God.
Bro God.
Bro God. But football lovers, that's it from my end. Mothers, all mothers have a wonderful Mother's Day. We want to say that love and support and respect the mothers. We admire and appreciate all the work that they've given us over the years and the support that they've shown us over the years. So, Junior Pringle, come on, do you have anything else? Come on.
I thought, no, let's go. Let's go. But I guess, Kyle Walker is being harassed.
All right, come on, can you expand and come on, Kyle Walker being harassed. His Mother's Day and come on, this is all about mothers, football family. What is this? Kyle Walker's being harassed.
Kyle Walker, he broke quarantine again, but this time he went to talk to his mom and his sister. He went to visit them in Sheffield, and the media blew it out of proportion. So now he has to apologize, and he's going to be fined But he's just upset because he's saying he can't live his life, he can't do anything in peace without the media harassing him. So Kyle Walker is being harassed.
Yeah, so he's actually did this for because of Mother's Day coming.
Yes. Kyle Walker going through some things. He says his sister and his mom, they're the people that he talks to when he's going through something. So
yes. And once again, we want to love and celebrate our mothers on this Mother's Day. Yeah, Junior, hey, I really know. Time to go cook with dinner because the mothers them need to put up them feet.
See, there's the people. Make sure you follow us right now on Instagram at BallChat Podcast, also on Twitter at BallChat1, on Facebook we're also BallChat. You can email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. As you already know, or you're watching right now, our full episodes are available on Island Sports Network on their YouTube page, also on our own YouTube page at BallChat. You can also listen to the audio of the show if you miss any part of the show. You just want something to listen to during the week, getting ready for football next week. You can listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher. We're there everywhere, people. And next week, football is back. Just remember, And for the whole show, Benton and come on saying, the views that you're hearing are only for Junior Pringle, not for Ball Chat. Well, listen to the view of Ball Chat right now. Remember, we were the show that stick around with you guys all through quarantine. You know what that means? Football is back next week. We're going to talk up the things them. I'm going to get my German ready. Come on, your German ready?
Danke.
I don't know what you just said. That's another part of Germany I'm not from. Benton, how your German still?
Guten Tag, or whatever.
That's another part of Germany I'm not from. All I know about is the beer.
Good morning, I want them say that, right?
Yeah, guten Tag, good afternoon, good day.
See it there. So people.
We're gonna cook with dinner, Regina. Mother's Day, Big up to all mothers. Love,